Hi kids. We appreciate you guys being here today and helping us with this project that we're hoping to expand in the future. I'm Tabitha Stewart for Team Hailey Hugs and I'm CEO of our nonprofit. Most of you guys will know of or have heard of Team Hailey Hugs through Hailey Stewart because you guys would have been going to school with her. First off is going to talk about how Team Hailey Hugs started, and it started with a little girl being diagnosed with leukemia at age 5. And what we did is every time something scary would happen, we would do a pay it forward, or we would do something about giving to other families that are in need just like us. One of our favorite first time events that we did was we got a bunch of gift cards, and we would go to every room, knock on the door, slide the card and run. So no one knew where the cards came from. And the gift cards, of course, helped the families with gas or food or whatever they needed while they were in the hospital. So that was one of our very first pay it forwards that Team Hailey Hugs did. And we expanded from there. Every time something bad would happen, we would come up with a different idea for something else. We raised money for 5 iPads for the hospital so the kids could still communicate with their classmates. Another one, which was not too long ago, we also purchased refrigerators for every single room at the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital so that all the inpatient families could have access to food of their own instead of have to purchasing. So those are the few things that we did, and it also, I mean, it started with how much it meant to Hailey to be able to give to other kids. As you all know, Hailey was very proactive about speaking her mind about children fighting cancer and wanting to do all she could to help the kids. We did things like pajama drives where we had an ATV ride where everybody had to bring a pair of pajamas just to join us on the ride so we could give it to all the kids at Barbara Bush. We did hats for Hailey. Everybody knew that Hailey had lost her hair and she would love those really cool hats. And so we did a Hats for Hailey drive where people would gather hats and give them to us, and we'd bring them to the hospital in Portland. We brought them to the clinic where the children being treated in Maine, which is in Scarborough, the Maine Children Cancer Program. We also helped, and we continue to help other organizations. Like Ellie's Hats is a nonprofit based out of Virginia, but they have a office in Massachusetts. So what other way to help than to pass things over to another organization so they can bring to their local hospitals. So that was one of the biggest things that we did. And the only reason why we're able to do those things was by reaching out to the community, by asking people to join us in these big events. And we also tried to keep them involved once we were going to the hospital or to the children's clinic. We would take pictures so all of you who have helped us or will help us could stay involved and see. And now we got live video. Isn't that cool? We can actually do live shots. November 30th, we're actually going to do a pay it forward to Barbara Bush and the Maine Children Cancer Program, where we'll be bringing hopefully all the items that you guys all make today, and we'll also be bringing toys for the kids. Something really cool is happening with Team Hailey Hugs. We're getting acknowledged in Portland for the things that we do. So I decided what other good way to share what the good things that are happening with Team Hailey Hugs than to bring toys to the kids at Barbara Bush. So we never forget why we started Team Hailey Hugs. So the most important thing is kids to us. You all know that. Hailey has always stressed kids helping kids is the most important. She was a child fighting cancer, but she also was a child fighting for kids, helping kids. So she passed that all on to kids that went to Crescent Park. You all know how much that meant to her, the pay it forwards, the giving, doing everything you can to bring awareness to children fighting cancer. So that is what you'll be doing today with these things that you'll be making, the pillowcases, the headbands, possibly hats. You will actually be helping kids that so desperately need comfort, happiness, because they'll be spending Christmas, Thanksgiving, days upon end in the hospital. I know a child right now that is in there. He went in there 2 weeks ago, not knowing what was wrong with him other than he's fighting cancer. They just diagnosed him with pancreatitis, so he's going to be in the hospital for quite a while. I went to his room and it's all white on the inside of the room, and there's medical stuff and a medical bed, and it's really boring. So pillowcases would liven up the room. Hailey's big thing was always bringing in her own bedding set, or we would decorate the room with pictures. We'd color pictures and send them in, cut out, so she could decorate her room. So her room was always decorated, whether it's Halloween or Thanksgiving or Patriots. As you all know, she was a big Patriots fan. Her room was always covered in New England Patriots, Tom Brady. So those are the things that a lot of people don't think about, but those are the things that really, really are important to the children. So what you guys will be doing today, will be paying it forward. You guys will be helping kids that are sick and in the hospital and that need to know that there's other kids out there that care about them and that are showing them how important they really are. So by doing this, that means you're getting involved. You're getting involved with Team Hailey Hugs. You're going to learn more about children's cancer, and you're going to be able to liven up the lives of families and children fighting cancer here in Maine and possibly other states close by, if we can accomplish that. One of our biggest events that you all know about, because a lot of you have been involved in it, is our Maine Goes Gold event that we have Labor Day weekend. We've had it 2 years in a row. The first year was it was brought to life because of Hailey, and we continue to build it up, let it grow, and learn from things that we've done the previous years. And this event is to bring awareness, not just awareness, it's to bring happiness, fun into our town, into lives of children. This past year, we actually had 15 families that had children that were fighting cancer that came to our event from all over Maine, just because of wanting to be in a place where it was just about laughter and having fun and being able to be around other people that also have experienced childhood cancer. And seeing the community come together and helping children fighting cancer has touched them all. One of the biggest things that I've learned so far is not all towns is like Bethel. Not all school districts is like SAD 44. We have kids that don't even get acknowledged in their school or their towns. And here we are in a town that signed a childhood cancer proclamation that will declare awareness every year. We have gold flags all over town for the whole month of September. Not many other towns, actually no other town in the state of Maine is doing that. So in this event that we've started is the only event in the state of Maine that is about children fighting cancer. whether it's here in Bethel, Norway, Oxford, Bar Harbor, Fort Kent. It's all about our children in our state and about what you guys can do to help them, because that's the most important thing, is you guys bringing a smile to sick kids' lives. And when kids volunteer, it actually brings so much happiness to other children that are fighting, knowing that kids do care about them. When you guys go out and talk about how much cancer has touched your life as just a person that has learned about it, you're teaching other people, other kids, how important this disease is to you and how important it is to bring awareness, funding, and most important, kids fighting for kids. So we really appreciate having you guys come to this, and we're hoping to let it grow every year. Next year, I will promise I will be there, and I will be helping. And just know that everything that you do today is helping a child fight cancer. And if there's nothing else more important, is to help these kids while they're sick and they need us the most. And I want to say thank you.
Hi everybody. Thanks again for Tabitha for being here today. I'm Lindsay Smith, the Northstar Program Coordinator, and part of today's big event was partnering with Team Hailey's Hugs. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the project that we're about to do. And so kind of the next steps for this block of time, we have about 50 minutes to finish our sewing projects. And if we don't complete the projects, don't worry. I have a group of people that are going to help me finish them so that we can get them to the kids in full shape. So if we're missing any corners or any seams, we'll figure it out and get it all finished. So the next directions look like this. So you are going to pick one of our patterns, and we have some hat patterns, we have some headband patterns, we have some pillowcase patterns. So you're going to pick one of the types of patterns. You're going to find a partner who has the same pattern as you. That's really important. And then you're going to find one of our sewing volunteers that feel comfortable sewing that pattern. And so we're going to split up into teams of 3, 2 students and 1 sewing volunteer. Once you find your other student partner and your sewing volunteer, you're going to pick your fabric. And this part's really important. If you picked a pillowcase, you have to pick fabric sizes that are large enough to use as a pillowcase. So you need at least 1/4 yard of fabric. And there are paper, cardboard cutouts in the sizes of the pillowcases that you need. So before you start cutting, you want to measure your pillowcases on the fabric and make sure you have enough fabric. If it's a fleece hat, you can dig through the fleece hat bin and just again make sure your cardboard patterns fit the size fabric that you're choosing. And your sewing volunteer will help you with that. After you're done with that, we're going to get into our sewing stations, and each of our volunteers has a table. We're going to iron our fabric if it's wrinkly, and then we're going to cut it out and start our sewing project. While one student is working with our sewing volunteer on the sewing machine, the other student is going to be writing a card to send with our projects to the students in the hospital. And as you can see in some of these photos that we got from Hailey's room, those cards are really important in keeping the spirits up of these kids. And so we really appreciate you being encouraging, but being real too. Be yourself, send a personal message, and those kids will really appreciate those things. So thanks again for helping us today. We'll have sewing projects and things happening throughout the year if you want to stay involved with things like this, especially partnering with Team Hailey's Hugs, and have a lot of fun with these awesome volunteers, and we're really thankful to have them here in our school today. So have a blast, and we'll see you soon.